Hello and welcome everyone on this beautiful Monday where we have a recovery of the very annoying drop, exactly as predicted, of course, full recovery of the drop. That doesn't change the fact that I lost a bunch of alpha here because the drop was too extreme. But today we are going to talk about something very different. We are all obsessed with the topic of robotaxi because we believe robotaxi is imminent. That Tesla, the great physical AI company, is going to launch Cybercab, the fully autonomous robotaxi, all across America, potentially as early as this month, July 2026, maybe August, maybe September, who knows? But the signs are all over the place, and we had just a show comparing the SpaceX AI revolution and the EBIT, the operating income comparison, to robotaxi scaling yesterday. Check it out. But there's a topic that is completely overlooked right now and not even a topic in the discussion about Tesla, even though I did some deeper research into this situation, and I do think it is a catalyst where all signs point to a surprise compared to what people think. And that surprise has to do with this hand that you're seeing right here. This is not a human hand. This is the hand of Optimus, the Tesla robot. Let's listen to the commentary we have here from the Optimus team.
Something revolutionary.
I hope it's not too loud.
It feels like the extreme sports of engineering.
As we iterate and see what they have to say.
As we iterate on our robot design and go into Gen 3 and into mass production, we are getting very close to the human functionality and form factor.
It won't even look like a robot. It'll look like a human in a superhero suit.
I think the end goal is going to be something revolutionary. It feels like the extreme sports of engineering.
As we iterate.
So we have this commentary. I will show you much more. This is a video that came out July 2nd, not too long ago, only 4 days ago, by Tesla owner Silicon Valley. And I think the video is a little older, but not much. So we have drip-fed videos coming out from the Tesla Optimus team. And I want today to connect some dots to triangulate what is actually going on with the Optimus launch, because when you remember what happened in the last earnings call, there was a commentary being done that the reveal would happen within 90 days, which is effectively August, right? That we have a reveal in August or even mid-July, end of July after this earnings call. That was the original timeline told to us by Elon. And we know Elon is always late and so on and so forth. But when we look at the actual facts on the ground, there are some very interesting things. And Dr. Jack said on X some very interesting things. Dr. Jack said, something is not adding up if Tesla's vice president Grace Tao, and that just happened. That just happened also in the beginning of July. If Grace Tao in China said Tesla Optimus will officially enter large-scale mass production by end of 2026, this is this year, with a Fremont factory targeting a long-term annual capacity of 1 million units. Forget the 1 million units, of course, for now. This is long-term. But it is true that Tesla's vice president, Grace Tao, said that Tesla Optimus will officially enter large-scale mass production by the end of this year. Now that is pretty crazy and revolutionary, because Tesla Optimus would then become the world's most advanced humanoid robot. And the era of humanoid robots, whenever it begins, some people say in the mid-2030s, some people say in 2029. I say we hit 1 million Tesla Optimi in 2030. But these signals seem to suggest that this thing might happen faster than anyone expects. But then Dr. Jack says, below was a post I did a few days ago, and Elon responded by saying, no, Optimus production will be extremely slow at first, as everything is new. This is not like making a car. And the question is that Dr. Jack asks here, is Elon sandbagging? And I think the interesting thing about this whole thing, Look at this. Here's the news about Grace Tao in China. At the recent 2026 Global Digital Economy Conference in Beijing, Tesla Vice President Grace Tao delivered a keynote address confirming a key milestone in the company's roadmap. Tesla Optimus will officially enter large-scale mass production by the end of 2026. Reported by the famous Tesla Ming, our man on the ground in the empire of the Middle Kingdom. It's not a kingdom anymore. Well, it's a kingdom. She is the king. So this is not a beginner. This is Grace Tao. This is Tesla's vice president, and China will play a crucial role in the production. So that is the first interesting data point I wanted to present to you. We will today go through a bunch of data points and then connect these little dots into a spider web of conspiracy to actually nail down what the hell is actually going on. And Dr. Jack, in response to that, said, whatever happened to Tesla Optimus version 3 demo, my theory, Elon said that they stopped doing a lot of demos because the competition would simply copy what Tesla was doing after each showing. And then Elon responded, I don't know where, down here, no nodes will be very slow, like exactly what it says here. No, Optimus production will be extremely slow at first as everything is new. This is not like making a car. So Elon is basically saying, not so fast. We will scale very, very slowly. But here's the interesting thing. Elon does not push back on the launch timeline. Okay? They are not pushing back on the launch timeline. So when we look at June 20th, also not so long ago, 2-3 weeks ago, Elon Musk, let's listen to Elon here. I hope it's not too loud.
In fact, I haven't even seen any demos of robots that are as good as. Well, we're in the final stages of completion of Optimus 3, which is really going to be by far the most advanced robot in the world. Nothing's even close.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't even seen any demos of robots that are as good as Optimus 3, frankly. Maybe they're out there or they're secret or something, I don't know. But I think we'll start production on Optimus 3 the summer, but very slow at first.
Yeah.
Like this sort of classic S-curve ramp of manufacturing units versus time, and then probably reach high volume production around summer next year. We'll have Optimus 4, design complete next year. Like try to release a new robot design every year, an improved robot design every year. Well, we're in the final stages of.
So think about that. That was June 20th, 3 weeks ago, or actually only like a little over 2 weeks ago. Elon is sitting there and he's saying, we are now finishing or completing. Let's listen to him.
We're in the final stages of completion of Optimus 3, which is really going to be by far the most advanced robot.
So we're in the final stages of completion of Optimus 3. That's what he said 2 weeks ago.
Nothing's even close.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't even seen any demos of robots that are as good as Optimus 3, frankly. Maybe they're out there or they're secret or something, I don't know. But I think we'll start production on Optimus 3 the summer.
So we will start production of Optimus 3 this summer. Elon said it end of June, 2 weeks ago. Guess what we have now? Summer. So if Elon says we are probably starting in summer, and it is summer, as I said before with Cybercap, when Elon makes future predictions about the future that is completely imminent, less than 12 weeks, it is within the next 12 weeks he makes a prediction. He tends to be totally spot on, because that's not speculative. That means he is walking the production line, and that's exactly what we also saw on X, that Elon is already walking the production line of this robot, and that means this is all already safe to say that it's actually here. So Elon took this photo, as you probably saw, where he's walking the production line, and that just happened He's inspecting it. And there's also another video that was leaking, and I think that was unintended. I'm not going to show you the whole video, but this is a video. Sawyer Merritt posted this. This is an official video actually from Tesla, from an official launch video where this was in the background. I can show you the full video in a second, but this is actually the video released by Tesla, and that was a little in the background. I don't think they actually intended to show that, which shows you the actual real production line. That got totally overlooked thanks to Sawyer Merritt to pointing this out, but no one highlighted this. This is why I wanted to show you this. This is real. This is not CG. This is the actual production line for Optimus. Like, let that sink in. This is not theory anymore. Look at this thing. This is not small. This is already installed and in operation. Okay? And first I thought that's fake. Someone made it up. But you can click on Sawyer Merritt's video, and then here, what is the source of this video? Dr. Jack is asking, and then Sawyer Merritt shows it, and it's actually an amazing find by Sawyer, because this is an extremely long video about the launch or the final deliveries of the Model X and Y, the last Model X and Y special conditions, editions. And you have to go all the way back here. I did this for you guys.
Yeah, I think
to see this video, look at this.
In Norway, the vast majority of
they're talking about this, and then
I think
further down here,
in this place.
look at this. Here you actually see this
robots
in the background.
yeah, I guess we'll be maybe handing over some of the first Optimus.
Handing over the first Optimus right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Optimus will just hand itself over, I
There
guess.
you go. Yeah.
Let me try to find that.
Something very big, you know, like.
That way for us. It's always been like
So it was a
the
total
first
background
to
thing. They
kind
were
of build the
presenting
product
this,
and
and
get
it
it
was
out
just
there and
happening
scale. And it's going to do the same thing with
run on
Optimus.
the screen
We
in
see
the
some of the lines here that we're
background.
actually building at our
there's
our
Lars,
automation groups in
there's
Germany and
Franz,
Toronto and
there's
the Midwest. Like
Elon.
these are real pictures. They are coming, and it's coming very, very soon.
Where is the
Steering wheel or
video?
pedals.
Here, see?
Right.
There it is. This is the
You know,
video.
and
They were
driving a
showing.
car will be kind of
And
like.
they were even showing here,
you know,
look at this. Oh, now it's too late. They were showing people actually screwing together the hands of Optimus. So this is a very official footage, I think unintentionally released, where we see this entire production line. And isn't that weird? That means this thing is real. That means Optimus is totally in production preparation. And Elon is sandbagging, saying, wait, yeah, it's actually going to launch, but it's going to take a long time to be released. And also these little teasers here, look at this. This is absolutely crazy. Do we have a longer video here? That was released March 25, right?
Every single day I step into the office, it feels like I'm in a sci-fi movie. When you walk in the office, you have bots walking around autonomously. You come in the lab, you have bots doing laundry.
Working on Optimus has shown me how much progress is possible when we're all working towards a common goal.
A lot of the engineers here are exceptionally ready to get lost in the engine.
Before at the scale that Tesla operates at.
I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are
Well, it's clear
extremely
that they keep
passionate
this
about what they
very,
do,
very secret.
and they're really willing to do whatever
It's
it takes
clear
in
that
order to
they
get the
keep
job done.
Optimus
I feel
situation very secret, because we know at the moment Optimus is released, the Chinese are going to copy this thing, and they're very good in doing that and then trying to leapfrog. So Elon wants to really sandbag it and keep it secret, but at the same time we can be now sure. I think it is enough dots to connect that we can be sure that Optimus will be launched, in my opinion, very likely in August this year. In August this year, that is less than 8 weeks away at the max. So I think they will release Optimus on schedule, and it will be a shock to the market, because as you can see, they are not preparing a small launch. They are installing a 1 million robots per year line. And this is completely not priced in and considered by anyone. I think this is completely ignored, that we are full scale ahead. And when I look at all these dots, this is actually happening. And I think the intent here is a blitzkrieg. You want to keep that absolute under the wraps. And when you show it, you want to be all out already. That doesn't mean 1 million, obviously, but it means thousands. That's what I think Think about what Elon said about Cybercab. They will say, he said it will be painfully slow. That's exactly what he said here too. Painfully slow. Is Cybercab painfully slow? Well, for a car, it might not be super fast. But for a revolutionary Cybercab, they have already produced over 1,000 Cybercabs. I can guarantee you that. They have a run rate of 1,000 Cybercabs a month in July. I can guarantee you that too. And they are on track to getting to a 5,000 run rate in the next 3 months. I can guarantee you that too. And maybe that's considered not super fast scaling for cars. But for Cybercab, that is fast. And if they do the same thing, if they get to a 1,000 Optimus run rate by, let's say, September, that is not something people actually think that this is happening. And that would mean there would be a 2,000, 3,000 run rate in December. And that would be already the equivalent of 30, 40,000 a year run rate. Now, isn't that very interesting? And look at this. Like, what do you think is happening in this thing? What do you think is happening when each of them is producing one Optimus? I mean, we're talking about hundreds of Optimi per day on that line alone. So I don't know. I cannot predict the exact plan that is unfolding here. I can just tell you that could Tesla sell hundreds of thousands of Optimus robots already this year? Absolutely they could. Because every company that has any physical labor at scale, from McDonald's to Walmart, maybe not Amazon, but other warehousing companies that are not direct competitors to Tesla, to agricultural, to hospitals, everyone needs robots. Everyone needs to get accustomed to that. Every large organization on Earth has to start pilots at a minimum 2 years before, I would say 3 years before a large-scale rollout. And so any company that has physical labor at scale needs to start pilots at the millisecond where a robot is even remotely feasible, at the millisecond where anyone launches a robot at scale that is a strong brand that can be trusted, like Tesla. Tesla is probably the biggest brand that can be trusted, or Hyundai, like any one of these guys is releasing a humanoid robot at the millisecond where the rest of the economy believes that this humanoid robot would become a feasible physical labor replacement tool within 36 months, they need to go hard in to start pilots. Because they need to learn how these things work. They need to learn how to replace people with it. They need to learn how to integrate them into their workflows. And that takes years and years. So they have to start now. And that means hundreds of thousands could be sold easily at the millisecond where they work. Even at 20% of what they need to do. Because everyone knows it's a learning curve. So I think, and I always said it, Optimus might be complicated to engineer, but it's fundamentally and strategically easier than Robotaxi. It is easier as a business and as a launch because Robotaxi kills people if anything goes wrong. Optimus in industrial settings doesn't kill people. So you can launch it much earlier. You do not need even remotely the level of perfection that Robotaxi needs when you create Optimus. You can go into mass scale sales of Optimus 2 to 3 years before that thing even becomes economically feasible in terms of value replacement for humans. And that is why I think we might be already at the precipice. Now, I don't want to hype it too much because, you know, we need to be smart about the stock. And I don't know if these sales can happen. I don't know how good this thing is. I haven't seen it. But all the signs are now clearly showing that mass production, I'm talking thousands or tens of thousands, is going to launch now. And no one has that on the radar right now, even though it is completely on schedule and planned and announced. But for some reason, no one is talking about it because everyone assumes, well, we haven't heard from them. So we assume it's years late. It is not years late. It's not even months late. Everything here points to the fact that they're going to launch this now. And now we have to think about stock. What would happen? What would happen? I don't know what would happen. We can discuss it now with you guys. But what would happen if they launch this thing, let's say 15th of August, in 6 weeks from now, And they say, here is Optimus 3. It's going to be an enormous step change from Optimus 2. It has the perfect hand. And Tesla says, we are expecting to produce 25,000 of them by Christmas. And we already have 1,000. Look at this. I mean, I don't know. But if you ask me, that's not going to be a drop for the stock. That's going to be a green day. Maybe a green week. Maybe a big week. Now, all of that is independent of Cybercap. I'm just saying we need to keep an eye out for that, because maybe this is a little closer than we think, and scaling is a little closer than we think. So I will provide you with more data on this and financial projections soon. But for now, let's wrap it up here and go into the questions and see what you guys think. But that robo shock is coming. Let's find a nice loop. I think this is a very good loop for our discussion. Put it on screen, the loop of production, and let's go into the discussions and see what you guys say. Boom, boom, boom. I can't believe I lost 4% alpha on this stupid drop and run up again. Ando says, let's talk trades. Well, AMD went up 10% today, so then I sold some calls. I can't believe AMD is up 10% and Nvidia is just not moving. It's unbelievable. I sold some calls. This is easy money, right? Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't like, just because something goes up a lot doesn't mean it drops. Tesla high today was exactly 420.00. Nice. Ken says, robots scare me. I'm actually totally not scared by robots. I'm scared by AGI. This is like terrifying stuff that we are implementing Fable and Sol and Grok 5 very soon, that we are installing this all over Earth. That's much more scary than robots because you can't see the ASI. It's just creepy. It sits everywhere and then it kills you or robs you. It takes your calls away, your short calls. Here, we have Nordic Man, love from Norway. Norway is, I'm 1,000,000% a Norway fan. I was frustrated by the World Cup. It's a total joke, this whole World Cup thing. Horrible. You know that I'm a little bit, I don't like these teams, that they are not representing the national character anymore. It's horrible. The German team was a total joke. I'm glad they're out. Total joke. But the Norwegians, everyone loves them. Norway has become the team, the absolute team. They have now to defeat the English team, which is not that hard, in my opinion. Brazil, well, you know what I think as a German about Brazil. But good work, Norway. I hope England gets totally defeated, and then we are getting into the dicey stuff. If Norway plays France and defeats France, I'm going to move to Norway. Tesla Autonomy UK. Hey from UK. Great result on the football last night. Excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Oh, you mean Tesla tomorrow? Or football? Here, cannot wait for Optimus reveal. Very important event. Probably September. I think it's August. I do think it's August. I need my personal Optimus to travel with me. Do I need a passport for it? Good question. Congrats, Norway again. We love Norway. We love, what's his name? Hal, man. Waymo recalls robotaxis after vehicles enter freeway construction zones. Yeah, complete joke. Look it up on X. I can look it up for you guys. Waymo has a total problem again here. Waymo. Oh, what is this? Waymo has many problems. Let's see here. Last night, San Francisco fireworks banners, gridlocks clogged the streets. What's happening here? They're pushing the Waymo away. We see the disaster. Aconda. Hi, friends. Is this SE? Is this Sweden? What's happening tomorrow at Giga Texas? That is a good question. Not Model YL, can't be Optimus. That's true. Last cryptic message. Maybe they're ramping Cybercap. I do not bet on tomorrow. It's not going to be a sell-off. It's not going to be a run-up because of that, in my opinion. Who knows? I think Lars is just talking about some extension of the factory. Optimus 3 reveal tomorrow? I don't think so. Lots of Waymo. Waymo's a joke. LiDAR needed. Tesla Autonomy says also August. Yes. I think August could be a big surprise. Even though it shouldn't be a surprise because they said it. Now they said they're on schedule. But I think because people can't see anything, there's no reveal. People just ignore it. But, you know, Optimus 2 was not good. Elon took over mid of last year, made it an absolute priority. And I said it again and again. Optimus is much easier than Robotaxi. Not as an engineering problem, but as a business problem. Eventually, there will be so many cybercaps, every crash won't make the news. True. Cyber taxis unsupervised Miami. Yes, they launched on Friday. That was good news. Did you sell covered calls on Thursday? No. Or yes, I did, but just tiny amounts. They didn't save me. I mean, they made me some money. By the way, I reduced now with a lot of gains, but I reduced my SpaceX short call 180 July 24th because I saw the level of short interest in SpaceX. It's too high for my taste, 30% short interest. So I'm a little concerned about a short squeeze. I think SpaceX is overvalued, has no chance of keeping up there, but it could explode short term if something gets manipulated. And I don't want to be on the receiving end of this. So I de-risked my short call on SpaceX for 180 strike price with roughly, I don't know, 40% gain, 30% gain. But kept some of it because if it goes up, I mean, it's basically marginal at this point, but I'm playing around a little bit in SpaceX. Bad news, Kramer. Oh no, Kramer. What is this? Kramer said buy Nvidia. I know, I'm very concerned. Very concerned. Why is my comments jumping again? This is so annoying. Why is it so jumpy? Okay, that's happening. And yeah, in other news, what's also very interesting is nothing to do with Tesla, but you know I'm a big Citizen Vigilante fan. Did you see that? My idea, I mean, it's not the most ingenious, it's an ingenious idea, but it's not very original, I think. Did you see with Citizen Vigilante? The game is coming in 10 days. Officially, look at this. Isn't that crazy? Uwe Boll himself. It's a low budget game. I love it already. On PlayStation, maybe I have to sell whatever, one more short put expiring on Wednesday to afford my PlayStation. It's coming. I don't have a PlayStation. Normally I don't buy this kind of stuff, but I will buy a PlayStation for Citizen Vigilante. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you can see it? Why can't you see my... Oh, because I have to share this tab. Look at this. Citizen Vigilante, the movie, very low budget game is coming, but look at this. I don't care about low budget. When I was like 20 years younger, this was unbelievably advanced. 10 years younger, maybe. Look, this beautiful splasher aesthetic here. A total B game, but who needs advanced game technology when you can be Citizen Vigilante? Look at this. Beautiful. Looks like Wolfenstein. And there is the SWAT team. Look at all the blood. That would be so nice after a bad trading and investment day to go to my PlayStation and be the citizen vigilante. So what do we have here? I like the movie Aconda, me too. That's a very good point. I would definitely fall under cool news related to scaling cybercab, 4th of July. Over 20 Waymos gridlocking San Fran. I mean, we have a lot of things happening. We have a lot of things happening with Robotaxi. I wanted to talk about Optimus because I think Optimus is worth a big comment. You know that the blind people can now use cybercab for some reason. That's amazing. Here, engineering test of the first production cybercab. We know about that. Tesla drivers overtaking Texas drives 40 minutes through Austin with no driver. So all these things happening. This was not a drop-off. This was the blind people test. We have Rupert Lowe. What is he doing? Is he in a cybercab? Wow. No, he's in a Waymo. That's bad, Rupert. Can't be in a Waymo. Yeah, and we have a lot of progress here. In Miami, here's a Miami video of driverless Robotaxi. Look at this in beautiful Miami, very hot right now, hot and humid in the Tesla Model Y. Robotaxi driverless unsupervised, launched in Miami and coming to many, many cities all over the place very soon. We have a bunch of bookmarks on this too, who talked about all the different cybercabs. They are hiring like crazy. Oh, here's a very interesting thing. I do a video on this, but that is about CapEx on AGI. We have Apptronic, by the way, also trying to do things. Google DeepMind and Apptronic, they are partnering up. That was from today. This is the competition. Apptronic is a serious company. Of course, no chance against Tesla Optimus, but expands the robot park facility. Research partnership means real-world data collected by the latest Apollo 2 humanoid platform, which helped train and advance Gemini robotics. I'm sorry, Google DeepMind, you're little losers, and you will get destroyed and outcompeted by Tesla, obviously, because you are a science project. Here, this is what Keith Fitzgerald posted. Miami launched unsupervised robotaxis. Phoenix, Orlando, Tampa, Vegas, right behind. 1,500 robotaxis end of year. I think more 10 times that. Let's see who's right. Morgan Stanley will be neutral. Cute. So we have this. Doge Army says 5,000 by end of year. 30,000 by end of 2027. I'm saying 15,000 end of year and potentially 100,000 end of 2027. Okay. Which would be pretty good. This will not be, this will be slow and then all at once. That's what I think. Oh, that's my secret Germany video. I'm not going to talk about that. So what do we have here? Everyone is talking about the Waymos and how bad the Waymos are. Let's take a final look before we wrap it up. Waymo, San Francisco, total disaster. I'm not even paying attention to Waymo because I know how bad and incompetent they are. I'm such a Google hater. I think Google is such a loser company. Sure, they make money on their core business. They're just squeezing it out like little corporate freaks, but they just don't know how to do innovation. That's the problem. They just don't have what it takes. Here is the disaster. Look at this. Oh my God. A total disaster with all the Waymos messed up. Waymo is driven by Tesla into panic mode. They're trying to scale it too fast. These are handmade little cars that need to be hand controlled, remote controlled. They are totally incompetent. They have bad intelligence, a very low IQ individual cars. They try to compensate for the lack of brain with a overflow of LiDAR sensors, which are like sticks for blind people. It's sticks for blind cars to stick around with your little radar to see, ooh, am I bumping into something? While you have eyes to see and avoid bumping into people. But if you're very, very dumb, like the Waymo brains, you have eyes to see, but your brain cannot process what you see, and then you get these little radar sticks to make sure you're not bumping into the walls. That's literally the technology of Waymo. It's completely ridiculous. Whoever uses LiDAR is already out of the race. I said this for years now, and now we see the results. Hello from Australia. Hello back to down under, to Austin, Telford. Austin sounds like Texas, not Australia, but Australia is great. Tesla autonomy, they are toast so soon. Gaydar, exactly. Yes, it's not gonna help them succeed. This is so bad. We have more of these photos here. A Waymo self-driving car drove straight into fireworks display in San Francisco, and the passenger said their lives flashed before their eyes. Yeah, it's so much better.
Shit.
Fireworks display. She looks very San Fran. They nearly got killed by the fireworks. What is that? It's burning. Ooh. What is that? Were damaged external attacks? Who's attacking them? Multiple Waymo vehicles stopped at intersections on roads across San Francisco, causing major traffic congestion. Several vehicles were damaged in external attacks. Why attacks? And one was destroyed by fire. My God. Is this different events or is it all the same events? Here, they are gridlocked, post-fireworks traffic. This is a lot of Waymo. Not a good
This is
look.
crazy.
That's a lot of Waymos. They're all stuck. Oh my. That's ridiculous. Here's another one. How many? Wait, why are there so many? They're all stuck.
What's going on?
What?
Oh, 20 Waymos are blocking the whole Palace of Fine Arts.
That's so bad.
What's going on?
In
Oh,
startups, you want to hire the
20
devoted people, not
Waymos
those
are
who just
blocking
want a
the
job.
whole
My sense is
Palace
that
of
Tesla is
Fine
full of devoted
Arts.
people and Waymo is full of people with a job. Yes, it's just lame. Look at the co-CEO. My God, my favorite. Define strength. Hey, Joe. Hope you're well, man. I am. I'm very well. I don't know how I'm so well today. I feel like very good. I think I made some breakthroughs, business breakthroughs. Not just Pioneer Bonds. Pioneer Bonds are doing very well, but we are also preparing some other stuff. And I'm working on the big relaunch of Pioneer Lands. Ooh, the Pioneer Academy. That's gonna be quite something. Thanks for the input, research, and perspective you give us. I'm soon having to do a deep dive into your Pioneer Lands website business and see what's that all about. Yeah, define strength. You should wait. Give me 10 more days, or maybe just 7 more days. You will be happy. Right now, it's a little chaotic. It's a little experimental, but we are preparing a total relaunch with a tight academy, and that's going to be great. We will have a whole thing that goes far beyond investing. So far, you have no idea. But it includes, of course, how we can build our wealth and independence. But it's much more than that. So let's see what happens. 450 tomorrow. We have to be cautious, Tesla autonomy. We have to always understand we did not get green lights on anything. I think, you know, if we had one learning of this terrible thing that cost me so much alpha, this slide is so disgusting. It was totally overdone. It should have slid to 410. I knew exactly that this is ridiculous, but it doesn't help sometimes. I was just too deep into it and I had to de-risk. So now we are back up here and I'm like, even if we get back up here, what was that, 428? If we get to 428, I will have a loss of 3% or something, which is horrible. So between 428 and 428, I will have lost 3% because of the stupid thing. That's the price you pay with short puts, that if things get very extreme like here, it was very extreme. To drop 8% in a day against the news, that's not good. And then you have to reshuffle, de-risk, and then when it goes up, even though you are sure it goes up, you can't be fully exposed like this. So I knew it already, but it's fine. Sometimes you have to manage your risk, even though you know it's stupid. Pioneer Lens needs more ease of access. That's exactly what we are working on. Also, Pioneer Lens will be easier to understand, but it's a website. It remains a website, and we will have an app at some point. If Tesla announces full Robotaxi service and robot production tomorrow, no, they're not going to do this, asked Denton. Would be behind how many Robotaxi and robot companies? Would be behind how many Robotaxi companies? 0. How many robot companies? 0. There is not a robot there is no robot company that has launched a human robot that works. Not even close. We have to understand that. There is no Robotaxi companies. There's fake news Waymo. I mean, we just saw the mess. Waymo is not an autonomous vehicle. It's lame. And Pioneer Lens should be actively linked to an X community. That's a good point. We'll think about this. But we have like very big things coming. So let's see how it goes. X community. Yeah, so Ando, I'm always happy to get feedback like this. Keep the feedback up. But this is a major operation. Pioneer Lens is not just a little product. Pioneer Lens is much more. We have the Pioneer operating system, PiOS. And you guys will be able to build your own apps, your own systems, capital, everything. Chris Giddy is back. Joe, the guesses from all concerned seem great and exciting. Let's say tomorrow it is the hand. What happens if it underwhelms the masses who don't use sweat robotics? What happens Wednesday? Not much. I think tomorrow is not a sell the news or whatever, because no one even has it on the agenda. If you guys think everyone is watching Herbert's interview with last, all of Wall Street, all of Goldman Sachs and BlackRock, they all drop what they're doing. They drop the $1 trillion bond funds. They're all watching Herbert's channel and say, ooh, Lars said something's happening on Tuesday. No one cares. There's literally nothing tomorrow, in my opinion. Cool to see Marco Rubio coming out in defense of Tesla about the fake news New York Times, still pushing about the auto. Did he? Didn't Marco Rubio? Really? Yeah, kick the New York Times as much as you can. Please mute the videos. Is the videos still so loud? I made them so quiet. Bad iPhone typing? Oh, yeah, yes. Is the noise still so bad when here, we do a test, live test before we wrap it up. I will switch on the sound and you guys tell me if it's bad. I made it so I can barely hear anything. Is that video loud for you guys? Is it louder than me? This video is very, very low volume. There you have it. Is that bad? Let me know if that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all. Sound is fine? Okay, good. The video volume is a non-issue. Yeah, I get always like some people say my volume is too low and the videos are too loud, and then most people say it's no problem, so it's very confusing. Here, Richard says, hi Joe, I had a look at the Riverside and it has no built-in tools to fix the sound issues, but we just need to fix the gain staging pre-Riverside, which should be pretty easy. But how? With my Shure microphone software thing? sound okay. On YouTube, any video you play is about 10 times louder than you speak. Right this second, absolutely no sound, but use is coming out. YouTube videos are loud, still low sound. I don't know. No one understands. Maybe I have to have my editor watch this. No audio other than your voice. I made it, here's if I make it 50% volume. I had it on 10% volume. This is 50% volume of the video. He's not saying a lot. He sounds a little Chinese. Was that too loud? Oh, this jumping of this chat. I can't even believe this. Ah, I know why. I'm stupid because I'm not sharing it. Okay, one more test and then we wrap it up. I have to share this, of course. So stupid. Here, this is 50% volume.
Oh, 20 Waymos are blocking the whole Palace of Fine Arts. What's going on?
Is he loud? Is he screaming?
Oh, 20 Waymos are blocking the whole Palace of Fine Arts.
Thing. They're blocking the Waymo. Very quiet, sound is fine. Okay, fine. See, this is what I mean. It's very confusing for me. I get completely contradicting feedback. No one understands. No, but now Street Cred Zero says it's loud. Sticks Fisherman says lower it. Always Bullish says all fine. Endo says very quiet. See, one says too loud, the other's too quiet. Like, I don't even understand. Okay, so I put it at 25 to 30% of the volume and then it should be fine. Okay, great. That was good feedback. I will put it on 25 to 30% volume, then we should be all fine. Okay, good. Okay, guys, we have to wrap it up. It's already late. We make it short today. You know my thesis now. We have a robot surprise in the making. And I do think it's going to be interesting. It's definitely much more an upside risk than a downside risk. And it's happening very likely in August. I would triangulate the second half of August for something happening. And I don't know. I'm very bullish these days. Like on Robotaxi, who knows? I think Robotaxi is incredibly difficult. You never know if it's this month or next month or September or October. But Cybercab is scaling. That is my best. I am much more bullish on AGI, on Grok, and on robots than I am on Robotaxi because I know how difficult the scaling of Cybercab is. The only reason I am tactically bullish on Cybercab is the Cybercab hardware, the car ramp. That is for me the only reliable indicator that something is brewing and we might see a launch soon. If it wouldn't be for that, I would be much more cautious. I would be more bullish on Optimus versus Cybercab. But the Cybercab ramp is just a huge signal. So my confidence on Optimus and Grok is actually higher than on Cybercab ramp. But we have that giant signal of the actual Cybercab ramp, which means they can't just produce these things at the thousands per month and not do anything with them. So there's an exponential pressure point to deploy these things, which also means they wouldn't do it if they wouldn't be very sure they can do something with these in the next weeks or months. That is my theory. I could be wrong, but I don't understand how I can be wrong. So just food for thought. That is what I think. Yeah, good luck tomorrow. Let's pray. Nothing stupid is going to happen again. But I don't think so. So thanks for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow with another exciting trading day. But I think we did well today. We covered most of these terrible losses that we had for no reason. And earnings are coming up. I think they will be a pull up for the stock, or at least prevent it from going down too much while we await Cybercap news. Don't forget Grok 4.5 is going to launch. I don't know if that has any influence on Tesla, but my gut feeling is Grok is making much faster progress than people think. So there might be some surprises this week or next week when Grok 4.5 launches. I will watch it. So I hope you guys had something interesting here to see, and see you tomorrow. Until then.